All right, what's up, good people? Welcome back, Mr. Riley. All right, we're going to cover unemployment structures. Before we get started, though, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go get your mom and tell her to come sit in on this, all right? Because I want to be able to teach everyone in your house that matters. I'll wait. All right, let's get to it, y'all. All right, so unemployment structures, all right? Unemployment structures, there happen to be 4 of them, all right? Which happen to be seasonal, frictional, structural, and cyclical. All right, so we're going to cover the first one. The first one is seasonal. Now, this is very easy to remember because when we're talking about seasons, we're talking about the weather changing and it having an impact on people keeping their jobs or not keeping their jobs. So we normally see this around Christmas time, where there's an influx of businesses hiring as many workers as possible to deal with the rush and the demand for Christmas. We also see this again, another example may be Six Flags. All right, so we know that as the weather moves from being warm to being cold, they start to lay employees off. All right, another one that we see is frictional unemployment. Now, frictional unemployment deals with you leaving one job and starting another. So the time in between there represents frictional. Now, this often impacts what we know as full employment. Now, people often ask, why isn't there 100% employment? The reason there's not 100% employment is because of frictional. All right, so we know that people are constantly being promoted and moving to different positions within companies, or as students start to transition from high school to college, that time in between is known as frictional. All right, so that's one of the reasons why there will always be frictional in the market, and we always look for our economy to be somewhere around here with an unemployment rate of 4 to 6%. All right, so that tells us that our economy, for the most part, is doing well and leads us to what we know as full employment. All right, structural unemployment. Now, this is something we see every time we walk into Walmart. All right, so when we walk into Walmart, what they've done is that they've changed the physical structure of their building and implemented technology in order to cut costs and increase profits. That's what it's about, right? Businesses exist for what purpose? To make money. So you see an example of this in self-checkout. So prior to self-checkout, businesses had 8 workers. Now what they've done is that they implemented the self-checkout and put 8 cash registers in a little circle. And instead of having 8 workers, they now only have 1, maybe 2, who will work all of those cash registers. That is an example of structural unemployment. The next one we have is cyclical unemployment. Now, this is based off of demand for products in the market. This is truly a demand and supply. All right. So as demand starts to increase, businesses respond by hiring more workers to do what? Create and sell those products. Now, as demand for those products start to take a downslide, which we'll often see right here, this is where you find cyclical, often in a recession. So as we start to come off of good times to peak into a recession, where businesses respond by firing and laying employees off. Now, as we come out of this recession, because we don't necessarily go into a drought, if you remember, all right? So what happens is that after we come out of that recession, which, by the way, a recession lasts how many quarters? 2. All right? So as we come out of the recession and move into economic recovery, businesses will start to hire. And it's a continuous cycle. All right? So as demand increases, businesses hire. As demand decreases, businesses fire. So keep that in mind when you see unemployment structures. And before I let you go, one more thing. If Mr. Riley's writing, what should you be doing? That's right. So go ahead and take a minute. Make sure you write down seasonal, frictional, structural, and cyclical. And make sure you write down all the definitions that I've given to you in this video. And be ready to explain it to me when I see you in class. This is Mr. Riley checking out. See you soon.